Have you ever had a brilliant idea, a dream, or even just an opportunity, and instead of jumping in, you froze? Or maybe you found yourself making excuses? It's not the right time. I need more experience. I will start when I'm ready. And deep down, you know what's really going on. You're afraid of failing. Today, we are diving into the fear of failure programming in the mental body. What it is, where it's come from, and how it can suddenly run your life without you even realizing it. And I will share a story that shows just how powerful this fear can shape someone really deep. What is the mental body? The human experience isn't just physical. In many spiritual and psychological models, we have a layer of beings: the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and beyond. The mental body is your thought space. It's where you believe, assumptions, and self-talk lived. Think of it like the software running in the background of your mind, constantly processing, making meaning, and influencing every decision. When we talk about fear of failure programming, we are talking about a pattern of thought in the mental body that's been installed over time, sometimes since childhood, and is now shaping the way you see yourself, your potentials, and the world. How fear of failure gets programmed. Fear of failure doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It's installed over time, often without us realizing it. Here's how it often happens. Early criticisms. If as a child you were punished or shamed for making mistakes, your mental body learned that failure equals pain or rejections. Perfectionism environments. If your school or family value getting it right over learning, you probably started to associate worthiness with flawless results. Comparison culture. Growing up constantly compared to siblings, classmates, or even celebrities can make you fear that unless you outperform everyone, you are not good enough. Past traumas. Maybe you took a risk once, it didn't work out, and the memory burned itself into your mental body like a warning sign. Over time, your mental body builds a protective rules. If I never try, I can never fail. And if I never fail, I will never feel the pain of being judged, rejected, or humiliated. The problem? That rule is like a lock cage disguised as safety. The symptom of fear of failure programming. So how do you know if fear of failure is running the show in your mental body? Here's a few telltale signs. Chronic procrastinations. Not because you're lazy, but because starting means risking a result that isn't perfect. Over preparations. You spend so much time getting ready that you never actually launch the thing. Avoiding new challenges. If there's even a small chance you could mess up, you opt out. Self-sabotage. Starting strong but somehow finding a way to quit before you see if it's work. Deflecting opportunities. Telling yourself you're too busy, not ready, or it's not the right time, but deep down it's the fear talking. These are all mental body defense mechanisms. They are not random bad habits, they are the visible symptoms of an invisible fear. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Alex. Alex always dreamed of starting his own photography business. He had the skills. He loved capturing moments, and friends constantly told him, "You should totally do this for real." But here's the thing, in Alex's childhood, his father was extremely critical. Every time Alex brought home a report card that wasn't perfect, he heard, "You could have done better. You are not trying hard enough." This taught Alex's mental body that making mistakes meant losing approval. Fast forward to adulthood, and here's how that fear of failure programming played out. He bought the camera gear but never launched a website, telling him he needed to research more. He turned down freelance work opportunities from friends, saying, "I'm not ready yet." He watched others start their own businesses, and instead of feeling inspired, he felt a pit in his stomach, thinking, "What if I start and fail?" Years passed. Alex stayed in a safe but unfulfilling office job. Every time he thought about starting a business, the mental body software would play the same warning. If you fail, you're being judged. You will lose respect. Better not to risk it. Alex wasn't lazy, unmotivated, or untalented. He was programmed. And that program kept him from even testing his dream. Why this so damaging? Fear of failure programming is one of the most damaging mental body patterns because it kills potentials before it even has a chance. It's like carrying around a locked treasure chest of your own gifts, but the key is in your pocket the whole time. And you never research for it because a little voice says, what if there's nothing valuable inside? Here's the thing, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the pathway to success. It's part of the pathway to success, but if your mental body has been programmed to see failure as a threat to your identity or self-worth, you'll spend your whole life avoiding the very step that would set you free. How to start programming with BodyMaitre systems. So how do we rewrite this? It starts with awareness, but it can't end there. Here's the 3 key steps. Identify the original source. Journal about the first time you remember feeling punished, shame, or deeply judged for making mistake. Naming the root helps you separate the past from your present. Challenging the mental rules. Asking yourself, if I try and fail, what's the worst that could realistically happen? And what's the best that could happen? Most of the time, the worst is embarrassment, and the best could be life-changing. Based on the BodyMaitre 4 body dowsing and research, here is the finding for Alex for underlying energies of fear of failure programming. Spiritual body, revoke permissions, unties, move out of collective traps. Spirituality, religions, false god. The collective consciousness made out of cultural norms, media messages, religions practices, and family values shape what is considered success and failure. In many societies, success is mean wealth, status, and flawless performance. Failure is framed as shameful, humiliating, or a sign of weaknesses. When you live in that mental environment long enough, your mental body absorbs those beliefs as if they are universal truths. If I fail, I'm less worthy. If people see me fail, I will lose respect. Mental body, abandonment. Failure becomes a trigger for loss of love. If abandonment happens after making a mistake, disappointing someone or not meeting expectation, the mental body store a cause and effect rule. Mistake become disapproval. Disapproval become withdrawal. Withdrawal become abandonment. So in adulthood, any risk of failure light up that old fear. It's not just about the task, it's about the threat of emotional exile. Emotional body let down. Feeling let down can cause fear of failure because it teaches the mental body that trusting yourself or others in moments of risk often leads to disappointment. So it's safer not to try at all. Physical body, fear of moving out of comfort zone. Fear of moving out of your comfort zone is deeply tied to fear of failure, because the comfort zone is where failure feels least likely, while stepping beyond it means entering space where your skills, identity, and self-worth might be tested. To rewrite fear of failure programming for Alex is required to identify the underlying causes within 4 bodies, else by just clearing the program, healing will not hold. If you have been holding yourself back, remember this: your fear of failure isn't you, it's just an old mental body program. And like any software, it can be updated. The life you want isn't on the other side of perfections. It's on the other side of trying, learning, and trying again. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.